is a video where I'm going to be talking about what's on my mind, and I don't know where we're going to go or where we're going to end up. So, you've been warned. It is 7:11 a.m. on a Monday, and last night I got about 3 hours of sleep because I had coffee at 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, and that definitely causes some level of insomnia. So, I'm a bit sleep deprived as I'm recording this. Lately, at least the past couple days, I started noticing another dip in viewership, watch time on the channel. And I think that might be because I stopped riding the high of the co-op games video I made like last week, which was actually a better video than I thought it would be. It turned out pretty good. It almost got 1,000 views. So yeah, I'm glad I made that. That was great. It wasn't like the best format out there for people who want some condensed information and they want it now. None of the videos on this channel are that. None of the videos I do on this channel are like really high polished. Some videos I put a little bit more effort into than others. I put a bit more effort into the Snaky Bus video I just did, and I like that one. It's like 3 minutes long. It's not nothing special, but it's a little bit more polished than other videos I do, or at least there's a little bit more content inside of it. I don't know how to describe it. I actually went to the work of researching that story before I made it, so I was kind of happy with how it turned out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't always have the ideation or like either the idea for a good video like that, or like to make a good video, or the desire to put a lot of work into a video, because it feels like, because content is so disposable, you can work really hard on a video. Like you can put hours into it, and suddenly after posting it, like no one watches it because no one was just interested in the topic. It wasn't that your like a video is bad. It's just that like no one's looking for that kind of video. It's answering a problem that doesn't exist. Which I think is this lesson in YouTube I'm starting to learn, is that like you have to have content that is interesting to people in order for them to watch. And obviously that's a no-brainer, duh moment, but what I mean to say and hopefully articulate better is that a video needs to be answering some sort of interest-based search or interest-based intent. And that could really be anything. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that Snaky Bus video. It's just there's going to be a really small amount of people that are ever going to care about that story. Like, it's just astronomically small. Who's going to care about this tiny little indie game that like was published in 2019 and then was stopped getting updates in 2021? It's just a little video game, and most people have other interests on their mind. So it makes sense that like it's catering to a very tiny audience. It's fine as a video. It's like, it's okay. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad I made it. But it did make me realize that if I am going to make a video and it's going to be catered to a specific topic, I should have in mind like how many views that video is probably going to get based on the size of that topic and the interest level of that topic. Considering how Snaky Bus is a low interest, low volume topic, it's not going to get that many views. Whereas like a game like Skate, which is still very popular and in circulation right now as a common game that a lot of people play, gets a lot more hits because you can make a low effort video there and it doesn't really matter. People will still watch it because they just want to watch skate content and they have an interest in it. And I think that's kind of interesting. So like it does indicate how important trends are on YouTube and how much of an influence they actually have on the performance of your channel. So, there's that advice of not chasing trends, because, then that's all your channel ever is. And you're always chasing a trend, you're not building a personality. But I mean, even the big YouTubers are chasing trends in a way. Like, if you watch any of like Moist Critical's videos, excuse me, he's commentating on things that are happening on Reddit or in the world, like, hitting the news, whatever, or, like movies that come out, or talking about a video game. Like, he's commentating on things that are happening, that are trending, things that are happening like close to the right now. And he still talks about stuff in the past too, but I just thought that was interesting because, yeah, there's a lot more attention that's going to be given to a video that's talking about something trending because it's top of mind than something that was in the past. And it's funny how like quickly things become antiquated and dated. Like Snaky Bus, for example. I don't know why I care so much about this little video game that no one else cares about, but I remember just the first time playing it, I had so much fun. It just brought me so much joy. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, my bus keeps growing. It's so much fun. I love driving the bus, and I'm like trying to see how big I can get the bus to be. There's just such a simple little joy. And I remember wanting to share that with more people, and I just felt like the game deserved more attention. But, this is my only platform for being able to share that. So, and, while the channel does have 500 subscribers, you don't get 500 viewers per video. It's not how YouTube works. So, of the 10 people who watched it, hopefully they either enjoyed Snaky Bus or we'll go check it out later. But yeah, like I was just thinking last night about the progress on the channel, and I've been definitely frustrated lately because I don't really feel like I get anywhere, though I want to be getting somewhere. And I've gotten criticized heavily for like not trying or putting like any effort into my videos whatsoever. And I do think it's fair criticism. Like, I mean, you could say editing these videos, removing the ums and ahs, removing the dead space, removing the circular trains of thought and the rabbit holes would make them better. And honestly, I agree with you. They would. It would make the videos better. I don't want to do that though. I've said it's not my style, and essentially what I mean by that is the reason why I do raw content is because I want to get better at speaking. I want to get better at telling stories. I want to get better at articulating my thoughts, talking to you as a viewer, so that whatever you're listening to is interesting. What is considered lack of trying is, in other words, me trying to hone in and develop a skill set that I've never developed before, which is consistently talking into a microphone, coming up with things to say, coming up with thoughts on demand, articulating them, and exploring them. And hopefully through that, deriving value to the people who watch. And that's easier said than done, because when you don't know how to do that and you don't have that skill, the only way to really improve at it is to keep practicing it. Just keep swimming. Just keep going. And it's frustrating as a creator, at least for me, because I do see my own channel, and a lot of times I look at my videos and I deem them as slop because they are not meeting the mark of polish or success that other YouTubers are getting from their videos, because they edit them. At the very least, they're editing out the mistakes. And I keep them in here. The only time I edit out mistakes is if it is important in a moment to edit out that mistake. I did edit out one mistake for the Snaky Bus video because the intent of that video was to polish it, to make it an interesting story from A to Z based on the outline that I had written for the video. So in a situation like that, I'll edit out the mistake. But for a video like this, and for a lot of videos where I start with a topic and I want to get to the end and have a point to make or tell a story, I like recording it raw. Partially because this is how I would sound in real life. This is me. And then second of all, having some sort of skill developed for doing this. But 200 videos in, I don't know if I really developed that skill or not. I don't know if I've gotten a little bit better at it or not. Maybe a little bit better. I still notice that even as I'm talking right now, I get hung up on pauses. And the people who are listening to this video have to wait through that. So, am I serving my viewers by respecting their time? Some would argue no, I'm not doing that very well. And I honestly would agree. I still want to get better at the skill though, and I don't know how else to do that unless I force myself to record raw and only edit when absolutely necessary, and hopefully get better at talking. Criticism in general, it can be like difficult to take sometimes because, especially when you know someone's right about something, but they don't have full contextual awareness of what you're trying to do or why you're trying to do it. And even if they did, they might just criticize you anyway and just not give a shit. A lot of people like to be mean to people on the internet, which makes me quite sad. Because the world would just be such a better place if we were just so much kinder to each other, instead of just trying to always tear each other down. It's one of the ugliest emotions that people, or behaviors that people exhibit. And it's so sad because it causes so much suffering in the world. You know, two people start arguing, get angry about something, and then suddenly a war begins and people die. Or there's greed. You know, there's a lot of elements about humanity that are pretty disappointing, to say the least. And it's unfortunate that we have to cope and deal with these negative behaviors, outcomes. You know, we hurt each other all the time. And there are still people out there who do try to make the world a better place and try to be kind to others, and those people are really gems. I wish there was more people like that. And I wish we saw more kindness in the world. I don't know if we ever will, if the future will ever have a future like that, if that kind of world can exist or not. I hope it does. Even this video, I like decided to record today. I really don't know what to put out. At least lately, I really just don't even know what kind of video to make. I'm stuck. So I'm recording this and talking. I wish I had an answer other than, you know, keep going. I don't though. This is like a podcast gaming channel, sort of. I don't even know what it is still. Didn't know when I started, don't know now. But we are 212 episodes in, or videos in, whatever you want to call them. And just stringing one word into the next. There's videos on topics I like covering. Sometimes I really like covering a specific topic. It's fun. Like I like talking about Skate 4 there. That was kind of a cool video. I enjoyed that. These videos where I'm talking about the channel, or I'm talking about what I'm struggling with the channel, I find them so challenging to upload because I know they don't really do much. They don't add value in the way other videos might, just based on interest alone. Because no one cares. No one cares about your channel. You know, people are more concerned with their own lives, which is completely understandable. That's just how human nature is. We're pretty solipsistic. But, you know, when you're stuck, like, what else are you going to do? And you want to keep going. This is all you got. Might as well just put it out there. If it was the next step that got you to the video you need to get to, then so be it. Like, even when I go back and clip these, I'm like, oh my God. Like, there's nothing here. I mean, sometimes I'll find a couple highlights in a longer video like this, but not always. Like, I'm sitting in my room right now talking into a microphone. I find it so weird. And then there's people, after I've recorded and uploaded this, that will listen to it. They won't listen to the whole video. Not really many people have time for that. At a certain point, I'm going to bore them, and they're like, okay, I've checked out. That's understandable. But I don't know, it's just a weird experience. It's a weird feeling. It's odd. You know, I come across other channels too that are like this one, and it'll be someone talking into a microphone and they got gaming footage in the background. And I like to check them out because it interests me, and like, oh, what kind of videos do they make? What do they talk about? And it's funny how they talk about a lot of the same things I talk about. At the same time, I find a lot of their videos boring. I'm like, well, if I find their videos boring, how boring must my videos be? But I mean, I made this comment before, and I've had other people say, your videos aren't boring, I like them. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad you liked them. And, you know, I feel like as long as I have enough variety and new topics to talk about, then it doesn't matter so much, and you can just keep going. You know, there's so much value in just saying F it and just record, hit the record button, put it out there, not worry about it, the performance. It's hard when you're doing this like full time and you don't get the video performance you'd like to see. But at the same time, when you're making videos like this, you can't really expect people to watch and listen. It would just be ridiculous in a way. Because, I mean, there always will be some who will check it out and they're just curious what you want to have to say. See how long you can ramble for into a microphone. Some people throw it on as background listening. But if you want to appeal to a large audience, like a video like this is just not going to do that. And I understand that. So, you know, making them is often just maybe a waste of time. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like last night I recorded, I think, 3 different separate recordings. I was trying to record an achievement hunting in Peak, the game Peak. And I might end up uploading it. I don't know. I might just scrap it. But as I was doing the video, I'm like, this is fun in a way, because I'm like kind of talking about the game as I'm playing it. But also there's a skill set to commentary as you play a game. You have to have almost a split focus. You have to be able to play the game while at the same time talking about it, which is actually way more difficult than you would think if you've never done a gaming YouTube channel before. And I finished the video and I was like, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to bother uploading this because it's just kind of, to me, it's boring. I mean, someone else might enjoy it, of course, sure. But then I think to myself, well, how many videos I'm going to upload like this? And do I just keep degrading the quality of my channel? I don't know. Like, I don't even know. Like, not that to say this channel is high quality anyway. It's like, it's just me talking into a mic. It's more just a personality channel, I guess, and rambling on about whatever's up of mind. But I don't know. It feels, it's conflicting. It's conflicting. Like, there's just some videos I record and I'm like, I just don't know if it's worth putting this out there. But I put the work in, so I think, on the other hand, I'm like, maybe I should just put it out there and just say, screw it. I don't know. I wish I had an answer to that question. I think I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like, I try to do these recaps every 100 videos of lessons I've learned on the channel, and I did that 200 video recap, and I felt like I did learn some things, but on the other hand, I feel like I've learned nothing. I don't know. It's just such a weird feeling to feel, and like maybe because I'm just like, I'm in the woods still, like I can't see the forest for the trees. I don't even understand that saying, but like I feel like maybe I'm just like looking too closely at like a small detail and not really able to see the big picture yet. And maybe that's why it feels like I actually haven't improved when maybe I have. I don't know. I really don't. I feel like in some aspects I've just stayed consistent in how I talk, what I talk about, what I circle around, what rabbit holes I go down, the ums and ahs. I've really tried to stop doing the ums and ahs, but when I do that, I get more pausing. So it's a bit of a catch-22 so far. I have not completely figured that out yet. Perhaps my brain's processing speed is only so fast. I don't know if I can go faster. I can try. I don't know. This video, I thought it'd be kind of fun to see how far can I go talking until I just really get tired and don't have anything else left to say. Can I do an hour-long podcast with myself? I don't know if I can. I'm at 20 minutes in. 20 minutes in, and I still don't know what I'm going to talk about next. This is all filler words, you know? It's all rambling. Is there any point to rambling? Is there any like value that you get out of it as the rambler? Not just the ramblee, who is the one listening to the rambler, but does the rambler get anything out of the ramble? The catharsis? Is that it? Or is it navel gazing? That's another challenge. That's why I think these videos are kind of silly and pointless and I shouldn't make them. It's because they're navel gazing. I'm just like, woe is me. And I'm not moving the ball or progressing the channel forward, you know? I know what it is I'm doing wrong, yet I can't help myself from doing it anyway. It's like intentful self-destruction. I don't get it. After a while, after enough pain of seeing low views and no watch time and no subscribers or losing subscribers, you get into the mindset of, okay, I have to change because my channel is sucking so hard right now. If I don't do something, I will still continue to feel this pain. And then you'll make a good video or a decent video and you'll get some views and some subs and some watch time, and you'd be like, oh, I'm on the top of the mountain again. It feels great to be up here. And that cycle repeats. I saw this really polished YouTuber yesterday, and he was doing a tech review. I think his name is Optimum. I can't remember. any rate, the guy has a lot of money and he's got this really crazy racing sim setup. And I was watching the video of the setup and I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm looking at like the level of production quality and it's fantastic. Like it's amazing. The amount of work that goes into the video is phenomenal. And yet, even though there's all this production quality, I don't care. I just don't care. I would still just as much rather watch a Moist Critical video because he's going to make me laugh than some guy with some really high production quality video. So I'm not saying that it's wrong or a bad idea to have high production videos, but I just don't see the value in them versus a regular video, because all I really care about is, am I being entertained? Am I enjoying being here right now, listening to this person talk about something? And if not, I'm going to check out. And no matter how high the production quality, it doesn't really seem to have that much of an influence on how entertained I am. It looks polished, it looks nice, but at the same time, I'm like, so what? And I think because I feel that way when I watch other YouTubers, that's why I incorporate that energy into my videos. I'll give a video a polish if it deserves it, especially if it's like a story and I want to do a really good job storytelling. But unless there's a reason to give the video a polish, I just don't see it. It seems like fluff. It seems like you're trying too hard. I'm not trying to criticize this guy's YouTube channel. I mean, I wish him the best. But it feels like everyone on YouTube, or at least all these channels, have to have this specific vibe about them. And without that vibe, their channel doesn't have any worth. And to me, it seems so vapid because it's like, it's all presentation and theater. In reality, at the end of the day, it's just some dude talking into a microphone. That's what that's what this channel is. It's just some dude talking into a microphone, just as any other channel is just some dude talking into a microphone, unless you're a woman, in which case some woman talking into a microphone. Or if you identify differently. However you identify. I don't know. It's just a person talking and you're listening. And the visuals are there and they can complement the video or they can have nothing to do with the video. It doesn't really matter. You're there for the audio at the end of the day. So I just figured, why am I putting so much effort into the visuals when the visuals don't even matter? Now, it's different if it's like an educational channel and you're trying to teach something and the visuals actually apply. Different story. Or if you're like trying to demonstrate what it looks like to drive a Ferrari Scuderia, in which case, yes, the visuals matter. But there's a lot of channels where people put a lot of emphasis on the visuals, and the visuals are literally secondary to the audio, which is the content, the audio. Like there's so many podcast YouTube channels that don't realize they are podcast YouTube channels. Or maybe they do, but they still think the visuals are really important when they're not. Excuse me. I mean, visuals can add. They can add some element of interest. Like if I'm going to watch a video of a talking head, I do like the ability to see that in 4K. It's kind of cool, even though I don't have a 4K monitor. I'm like running 1440p. But the option's nice. But I don't really need it. Anything more than 1080p is just kind of nice to have, and I don't really care. It's just added fluff. And if it is a talking head video, I can just as well just listen to it without needing to see the visual. Sometimes it's nice to see facial expressions when someone's talking about something, which can make the video arguably more interesting. But even then, it's still not necessary. Like the bare minimum requirement is that there's audio. The only videos that I definitely don't watch is if it's gaming, like gaming video and there's no commentary. The only time I would is if I was looking for a solution to a problem in a video game where I was getting stuck. Otherwise, no, I'm never going to watch a video like that. But I know there's other people who might. You know, some people just might want to watch a person play a video game without any commentary. Though those channels are probably pretty difficult to make successful. You'd probably have to be doing it for quite a while. I know. I feel like because visuals don't matter so much to me when I'm watching them as a viewer on YouTube, take that same principle and apply it into the creative process. And so far, that's worked out somewhat. I do like having visuals in the background. That's why I use video games in the background. But at the same time, like, I don't bother relating the video game to the topic I'm talking about anymore. I used to. But it felt like it just added more friction and added more work unnecessarily. And the whole idea behind this channel was to focus on quality over quantity. Focus on quantity over quality. I'm used to saying it the other way around. And in order to do that, you need to learn how to remove friction, which is a really useful skill set that I never really thought about before. How do I remove friction? How do you remove friction from a system? So how can you make it so that it's super easy for you to upload a video instead of difficult? So it's super easy for you to upload a lot of videos in a day and not super difficult. But at the same time, each video has to impart something. There has to be some substance there. The value doesn't have to be great or astronomical or super dense, but there needs to be some substance. And that's somewhat subjective, I realize. I would deem that this video has substance, but at the same time, is there a lot? Hard to say. I would probably argue no, but there's some, and some is enough for me to post the video. I have had projects where I would spend a lot of time trying to perfect something or a lot of time trying to experiment with a video. And it'd be fun. Like I would learn cool things. But in terms of performance, no video ever really like blew up or ever felt like it was worthy of a massive audience, even though I put a lot of work and effort into it. And so I thought in this channel, having the experiment of quantity would be interesting to see. What could I learn from just doing quantity instead? And of course, I still want to have videos where there's quality, but not every video is going to be high quality, that's for sure. 33 minutes in. My mouth is getting dry from talking. I don't know how long I can do this for. This is one of the most biggest challenges is monologuing. I've got a cup of coffee here I have to take a sip from every once in a while. And that's definitely not hydrating me. 7:44 a.m. Don't know what I'm going to do today. Wish I had a better recipe for success, like on YouTube especially. There's so many YouTubers I see that are giving advice, and I'll start watching the video and I'm just like, I just click off. I just get so done with being strung along for so long. Like, get to the fucking point. Like, if anyone's watching this, they'd be like, hey man, I could say the same thing about you. So fair criticism. But yeah, like, I don't know, like if you're going to have an educational channel, the one thing I see is like people just don't get to the point. It should be like right off the start, instant value. And if you're not doing instant value right off the start, like, what are you doing? Like, stop wasting your viewers' time if you have an education channel. I mean, this is not an education channel, so I can waste your time. Joking. But like, this is just I'm talking experimentation channel. So like, I don't really expect someone to watch this video. And if you are watching, thank you. But at the end of the day, I don't expect you to watch this one because it's just some guy rambling into a microphone because he's trying to figure out what to do next and he doesn't know. And that's part of the process. I wanted to film the whole process. I wanted to film all the days where it just wasn't working right. And I didn't know what to do next. And I didn't know how to figure it out. I wanted to film that because that's just something I never recorded before. Because most people deem that is not something worth recording. And that's exactly why I wanted to record it. Because it feels like that process is so valuable to look back on just as like a reason for posterity. Like to just go back in time and say, oh, yeah, I remember like struggling with that day. That was kind of tough. That's what I was going through then. Even if it's just for yourself and no one else watches. Like that can be all it needs to be. And I'm fine with that. I think I'm getting more comfortable with that now. But yeah, at least there is the argument that it does degrade the quality of your channel because let's say, hypothetically, you had one really good video and then beside it, you had a bad video. And then beside that one, you had another really good video and you kept repeating that process. Good video, bad video, good video, bad video. Your subscribers are like going to be like, do I want to subscribe to this channel? Because it's like every other video is a bad video, but he has some good ones. And I mean, the argument that's going to be made is that every video should be a banger and you should just remove the bad ones. But I don't know, there's something about like having bad videos on your channel that I think is kind of cool. Like I actually like looking at YouTubers who are like real and they'll show the whole process. They'll show the days where like things just aren't 100% and they're just getting through it. As real. I like that. I like that more now in 2026 than I ever did before. When I was younger, I just used to obsess about polish. I used to just care so much about what people thought of me, what kind of, how I presented myself to the world, thinking first impressions mattered so much. And you know, to a degree, first impressions do matter. They matter when you're trying to interact with people. But in general, I find that like so many people are just not that nice. There's so many people I don't want to interact with in the world. And so I like to retreat and go into my own little world. I kind of like self-isolate and I'm okay with that. I just find that like there's just so many like relationships I've had over my life that I just did not enjoy the company of and were honestly like more harmful than helpful. And I don't hold a whole lot of, I don't hold like people in general in high regard. I don't, it's not that I don't like people. I just don't like their behavior. And I think a lot of people lack self-awareness. A lot of people, like, even if they do have self-awareness, will still continue to do things that hurt other people intentionally. And as soon as I see someone do that, I don't know, it makes me lose all respect for that person. And I know people are imperfect, so I do still try to give people leeway, you know? You still try to give people some runway because, you know, everyone can make mistakes. I make mistakes. But once you see a pattern of someone hurting other people, it's like, nah, I'm out. See ya. I have no space for people like that in my life. I don't have the energy for it. And I would rather be alone than be around people who I don't enjoy the company of. And like loneliness sucks. Isolation sucks. You know, it's not like it's like happy-go-lucky. But yeah, like when you're faced with that versus like some abusive relationship or some like relationship where someone's just not treating you the way you deserve to be treated with like basic human decency and respect, I would much rather just be alone. And I'm okay with that. been alone for a very long period of my life, and I've gotten used to that feeling. And, you know, I think a lot of people are alone in general. There's a lot of people out there that are very lonely. People that are in relationships that are very lonely. And I'm grateful that I've never got into a serious relationship that was a situation where you just didn't get along with that person and you're like married to them. I'm single, to clarify, but yeah, I'm just grateful that I never got into a serious relationship with somebody that I regretted, and then having to go through divorce or having to live with somebody who, you know, who just made your life miserable. Like, I feel bad for people who have had, you know, relationships like that they've wound up in, and it sucks for them. That is probably a much more lonely feeling than just being alone and single. I've heard people say that across the internet many times, and yeah, I feel my heart goes out to those folks. It sucks. That would really suck. So yeah, you know, if the right person comes along one day, then maybe. But for now, I think I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty okay with being alone. You get used to it. You find ways to entertain yourself, things to keep yourself busy. And I mean, like, life's more than just, you know, relationships in general too. I don't know. It's like, I can't see myself hanging around people who like don't at least, you know, have some level of respect for you as an individual, and you share that respect between you and that person. Just not worth the time. I saw a video the other day, pretty famous YouTuber. He had a girlfriend on his live stream, and she was just treating him so badly. Like, she was just calling him a dumbass. And I just thought, like, wow, like, if I was in a relationship like that, I would be leaving that relationship immediately. There's just no respect for the other person. Like, neither party should be calling the other party a dumbass. Like, why would you insult your partner? Like, I mean, teasing and poking fun and having fun is a different thing, as long as you both understand that you are both teasing and poking fun. But like, just flat out calling your partner a dumbass, especially on like live camera, like, what? No, that's just not okay. And like, I don't know if she lacked common sense, lacked self-awareness, or she just actually had genuine contempt for him. But if you do have contempt for somebody, like, why are you in a relationship with that person? Like, what, you know, like, why would you even want to treat someone that way? You know, if you stopped viewing them in a positive light, why not just say, hey, you know what? I don't think this is going to work out. Let's part ways. Instead of abusing them and calling them a dumbass or, you know, degrading them. You know, like, how does that make the world better? How does that make someone feel better? How does that make their day better? I would argue it doesn't. It just kind of makes their life more miserable. You're not adding to pleasantries in the world. But hey, you know, that's just human beings, I guess. But all the more reason why I usually try to avoid human beings in general. I still have people I talk to, but you know, I like to take a break from people every now and then and just kind of go spend some time outside, go look at nature, you know, just take a break from all the hustle and bustle. And there's still, like, honestly, like even though I say this, there's still really awesome and kind people out there. They exist, and you still bump into them occasionally, you know. I think sometimes we just get so worked up about like the bad eggs that, you know, we forget to look at the good ones. I guess that's where this video ended up going. Started meta commentary, long-winded rambling until we eventually got to something worth talking about, I suppose. I don't know, maybe I just cut out everything out on the beginning and just leave in the later part, but It's not my style. What else are you gonna do? God. Man, I wish I had answers for this channel. I just don't. All I have is the keep going mantra. How many days are we in? I don't know. It's May 25th. Gosh, it's almost been 3 months. That went by so fast. It literally feels like yesterday I just started this thing. That's crazy. So quick. Okay, well, I don't know. This is the longest video I've probably monologued thus far. This is 45 minutes, maybe 46 minutes. I think I'm going to call it here. And if you actually watch this, you rock. Thank you, because you're honestly the people who are keeping this channel alive if you actually watch this video. And you didn't need to, so I appreciate it. And thank you. For real. I mean that. I'm still figuring this out. I hope I get better. I hope that you found something you enjoyed. And if you didn't, well, I hope you do in the next one. And if this channel is not for you, that's okay. But if you did stick around, thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. Zen out.